The Indian team did all they could to stay alive in the competition. Another match coming up, India versus Scotland. Let's talk all about that game here at Timeout with Sports Adda. One match done, Arun. Next one already there in a day's time. Not much time for the Indian team to relax.
No, Akhil, it's not about relax. This is the team. This is the time to celebrate. Remember, we spoke about this. We asked for fireworks leading up to Diwali, and the Indian team didn't disappoint, did they? Outstanding batting. You know what fireworks in that game against Afghanistan, and we still in the hangover of the Diwali celebration. So more
Yeah.
fireworks from India today.
More fireworks from India today and a big gift that they can give to their captain who's celebrating his birthday also. So Virat Kohli's birthday, Diwali celebration. Now they'll only be hoping that they win big and Afghanistan managed to pull one out of the hat when they play New Zealand. So that it's becomes a happy Diwali for everyone then.
Indeed, indeed. I mean, what we can do, we can do. What we can control, we should control, and that's to
Yeah.
first defeat Scotland today. Defeat Scotland and win convincingly as well. I mean, we say win convincingly, yes. Just looking at the net run rate, Akhil, we kind of behind New Zealand. So
Yeah.
that was an opportunity that we kind of let go in the game against Afghanistan. But hey, we're demanding too much. The win was important, so we're there. Now it comes down to that game against New Zealand and Afghanistan. So first things first, win today, and if possible, win big.
Scotland actually did quite well in their previous match. Not much has been spoken about that game, Arun, but they lost by some 16 odd runs versus New Zealand. And at one point of time, without Martin Guptill's innings, it could have been quite dicey for New Zealand. But
I was speaking to I worked on that game, Akhil, New Zealand Scotland game, and the next day morning we catching up with a couple of mates at breakfast, and the consensus what was that it was a bad time for them to run into Martin Guptill. If only
mm,
Guptill had not played that knock, I think Scotland would have won that game. I mean, I know we're looking at what happened in the past and kind of speculating here, but yeah, I mean, quite possible that Scotland could have pulled one upset there. But yeah, good team, good players, Akhil. Josh Davy obviously was missing, who's one of the leading wicket takers, but George Munsey is a solid bat as we saw the other day. The captain Kyle Coetzer is good. Matt Cross is rated very highly. Richie Berrington's done a lot of good things in international cricket. He's got 100 if I recall correctly in T20 internationals, maybe 100, maybe one of those big match winning knock. He's got 100 in fact, just as I'm looking through his stats. The bowling attack's good. Safia Sharif was impressive with the new ball. Brad Wheel, Mark Watt was good. Chris Greaves, set the tournament alight. So really good players there. Can't take them lightly, but just because India have more experience, India have that big match temperament. I think they'll pull this one off.
they'll definitely pull this off. One thing that I would like to see, Arun, is India whenever India win in T20 games, it is usually the top two or top three. One of them makes a score, and that was evident in the last match. Rohit Sharma, KL Rahul, both took off like we know that they can. They scored big. Saw some good hitting by Hardik Pandya after a long time. Rishabh Pant did what he did in the first game also.
Yeah.
So the what I'll be very interested to see if Rahul or Rohit Sharma do not get a score, then how good is the middle order? Obviously, Virat Kohli will want to score some runs on his birthday, give himself that extra gift. But that's one thing that I'd like to see challenged. We can't keep depending on Rohit or Rahul or Virat to every time drag us out of a difficult situation. The others also need to be able to cope up now. So that's one aspect that I'm looking at.
There's no second way, there's no alternate way to play T20, Akhil. That's what I've maintained. I mentioned this the other day too. I think India should just go for it. Come what may, just go for it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's okay. In the process of trying, if you bowled out for 80, fans will accept it, will understand that. But you cannot crawl to, let's say, 70 for 2 in the first 10 overs. we can't make that. We should not be playing that brand of cricket. Go for it from ball one, which is what they did the other day against Afghanistan again. That was so refreshing to watch.
Yeah,
Before that game, we spoke about the numbers, the strike rates of the Indian batters and the Afghanistan batters, and that performance against Afghanistan was in stark contrast to what all those players had done before that in the year, this year.
yeah.
Now, everybody had crawled to 120, 130. No, we don't want to see that. These players are much better than that. These batters are much better than that. Go out, boundary after boundary after boundary. Not aimlessly, not mindlessly, playing ugly hogs. But these are skilled players, Akhil. These are skilled batters who can still play good conventional strokes and collect those boundaries.
Mm. Ashwin made a big impact immediately
Hmm.
coming back, picked up wickets. We watched him bowl in white ball cricket, international white ball cricket after so long. Always nice to see him bowl. Uh, Obviously, he will continue. I felt a little bad for Varun Chakravarti. Left out after 2 games. He's playing in such a big tournament for the first time. Uh,
It was an
he's not
injury though,
played.
Akhil. From what I've heard, it was an injury though that kind of forced the team to rejig the combination. Uh,
Okay.
we're hearing it's an injury, but we'll know. But good
Hmm.
for Akhil, good for Ashwin rather to come back into the team, and he bowled beautifully, didn't he?
Hmm. Do you think one more spinner today instead of Shardul Thakur? Three spinners.
That'll be a cruel selection call, Akhil. Really cruel selection call. Uh, I'd still go with Shardul. Maybe look at leaving Shami out. If at all I'm looking at three spinners, maybe look at leaving Shami out. Actually, remember, Scotland are not minnows against spin. They're not two bad players against spin. They've got a couple of guys who can whack spin. George Munsey is one of them. They've got Michael Leask, obviously, who did well the other day, played that cameo at the end. So they've got two, three good players of spin. India have got to be very, very careful in selecting the playing 11 today.
Interesting that. Uh, so overall now stick to the same plan. Try and get a big score. Try and get Scotland out at a as low score as possible and win by a big margin. Go back to your room, wait for the New Zealand game, and that's how the strategy will be. Uh,
The
we are
strategy
hoping.
will also be careful against be in the moment. This guy Safyan Sharif, the left arm quick, is quite capable. Akhil, the other day we saw him bowl the first couple of overs against New Zealand,
Yeah.
outstanding. I think at one point in time, after his first spell, he had figures of 2-0-2-2, as in 2 overs, 2 runs, 2 wickets, and he got the ball to swing much like Shaheen Afridi did to India in the first game. So India need to watch out for be there in the present. I know we won that game, previous game convincingly. We back in the race, so to say. But yeah, be there in the present. Just play your cricketing strokes. Don't do anything ugly. Don't get burdened by the pressure again. Uh, just go play freely. Play cricket like it's played.
Okay, so clear favorites India today. It's a holiday here in India. Diwali big celebrations will be on. The players, I feel sometimes for the players also, Arun, they are so far away in a bubble, haven't seen their family in Diwali. They are all virtually catching up. So I feel for them also while they get to playing for the country. So it's a big match, big game for us. Hoping that India again light up with fireworks on the field and this becomes a match where we march on towards whatever they can do. So
And
India
and
clear
people
favorites.
and people, if you're watching these videos, please do send good vibes to the Indian team.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for joining. We'll be back here at Time Out with Sports Adda talking about the rest of the game. The semi-final spots are heating up, and we love talking about that. And we'll be back soon.